Yo, this is Quentin Moore chilling in the Cigar Lounge.
This is the Captain, Hobo King 82. Hi, guys! Yo, this is MJ from Hot Garbage Cigar Club, and you're watching Cigar Loungin Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome again, Cigar Loungin Podcast. I am locally hated, your local hero, here again with my co-host.
Tim, bro, you know what it is.
And I'm in Kansas, so we dodging storms. Because I don't know Auntie M. I heard she did some nasty shit to keep that career. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get to our show topic. So, we are huge sports fans, right? And every time we see these lists, you see a list of basketball busts, right? You see a list, they're like, oh, this guy didn't make it. He's a bust. He's a bust. He's a bust. So he's like, yo, what happened if we do that with rap? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go individually. We're going to tell our person who we think is a bust. And you either agree or you disagree. You tell us why you agree or why you disagree. And we go from there, all right?
I guess.
Do you want to start off or you want me to start off?
You can start.
All right. So I'm going to go with, and it's going to be not a surprise to people who listen to music, but it's going to be a surprise to some people. I'm going to say Big Sean. It's one of the biggest busts of all time. And I'm going to say, I see why Kanye said what he said. And I think people don't understand, like when Kanye said I shouldn't have sounded, they think he was a diss. I think Kanye saw in Big Sean what me and you saw in Big Sean. Big Sean could be a star, a superstar. He raps like a talented kid at a high school talent show. Like the precision was dope. That precision was dope. But look at a lot of songs, like his rhymes are very lackluster. Even when they did that Click, he wasn't the best verse on there. When they did Mercy, he wasn't the best verse on there. They did what's that song with Kendrick them on there? With Kendrick Control, he wasn't the best verse on there. Like he just don't, when he does features, he did okay with the song he did with Eminem, the Ghost shit, he did okay with that. But to me, bro, he's such a letdown. Like he should be so much better than what he is. He should be mentioned, and tell me if I'm wrong. He should be mentioned when it comes, like he should be in the Fabulous Mace lane.
Mm-hmm.
That's the lane he should be in. He should be mentioned with those guys. And we just don't mention it. What do you think about that?
How does that make you feel?
I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about that? Am I right or am I wrong?
But how does that make you feel, though?
I just kept it at Google. I told you how I feel.
I mean, yeah, he could have been. I felt he could have been a lot bigger than what he was. I mean, like, you know, if Drake can half-ass his career and be as big as he is, Big Sean could be bigger than what he is.
And Big Sean's a way better rapper.
Mm-hmm.
You know music, you know that man can rap. He just, I don't know why. It's just like he doesn't put forth the effort it takes to be that guy.
It's just like one of those situations where
don't be mad at Kanye, be mad at you.
It's just one of those situations where natural talent don't put in the work. It's almost like he was just naturally gifted and he didn't work at it because he was already so good at it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you know, I feel like he could have been bigger than what he is now.
If we go back to sports, right? We're not going back to sports. There was a lot of dudes that was really good in college. They was naturally talented. And it didn't work on it. And then they got to the league and it didn't work out because they didn't work on their craft.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of dudes out there. That's how I feel about Big Sean. I think he should have been way better. He has lyrics, he has presence, he has charisma. He just falls off the table. It is like, so if Big Sean drop a song, unless somebody tell me it's dope, or like I get like a clip on it of it on like YouTube or TikTok, I don't even listen to it. I don't even check it out.
That's crazy.
That's how I look at it. Like I think he could have been better. I think he should have been better.
Mm-hmm.
And he had too many people featured on his shit where he didn't crack the list like he's supposed to crack the list. And don't get me wrong, I Don't Fuck With You, that was his biggest song, and that was dope. but he didn't
It
do
was
nothing before or after that to me.
it was almost like, when I hear songs from him, I'd be like thinking like, oh, he finna do it. Oh shit, he backslided.
You get excited. He'll start off some shit that he'll progressively he falls off the table, man. That's how I look at it, man. And I think he should have been better. He definitely should have been better, man. Like I said, he has everything it takes to be great. He just doesn't work at it. It's like he does enough to get by.
Mm-hmm.
He does minimum wage rap with CEO pay.
Not minimum wage rap. Minimum wage rap is crazy.
Just keeping it Google, man. For here on out, that's where we go. Man. These motherfuckers ain't rapping like they supposed. They use minimum wage raps. All right, who you got, man?
Post Malone. No, just fucking with you.
They garbage to the motherfucker. He big in country. I already know he was a vulture. He was just out there to get that quick pay.
I don't know, but I don't know because I don't even really. Because when I be listening to the people that I listen to, I don't even really care about like how big they blow. But I mean, if I were to say anything that somebody started off and they caught my interest, but then I felt like they kind of like flatlined or plateaued. Mm-hmm. I guess I would. I don't know, shit. I guess I'd just say like a Jack Harlow or something, because when I first heard him, I said this little white boy might be on to something, but then it was like, he plateaued. It's like he didn't really fucking grow or anything.
He had that remix with Wayne and all them, and they outshined him. To me, he was ABC rap. It was very basic rap.
Cause like he had because I liked his demeanor and the way he attacked the track. So I was like, okay, let's see, like, and I'm not saying like he's a good rapper or a great rapper or anything, but I just felt like he was going to grow into being something. But it just seemed like all his shit started sounding the same, and it just was no progression in his raps or whatnot.
I can see that. Like I said, to me, he was an ABC rapper, but I did like that remix he did with Wayne now. And then I ain't gonna lie, that Whips and Chains was okay, but I think if you'd have gave that to like a Big Sean, I think he would have killed that. If you gave that to like maybe a Lil Wayne would have murdered that. If you gave that to like a Fabulous, he would have murdered that. You gave it to a Killer Cam would have murdered that. I just think he didn't. It was so basic with the raps on that Whips and Chain. I'm like, yo, the beat dope, the hook is dope. He just delivered an ABC rap
like
all the way through.
It's like one song that I just recently came across that he did called Denver. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty nice track. I actually like it. It seemed like he tried to get a little bit more complex with his rhyme schemes and shit. Mm-hmm. It seemed like he put the effort in that I personally was expecting after, a couple of tracks after, like, because I don't even know how many CDs he dropped because I stopped keeping track of it, track of his music and shit. So I don't know if this was like a second CD or a third out song or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like it was more of an introspective, and it seemed like he was trying to, be a little bit more complex, but at the same time being simplistic, as if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
I really like the song, but again, it still doesn't give me, I guess what I would say I would expect from him after so long.
Yeah, I get that. I would say the next one for me, and it pains me to say this because he's dope as fuck, and I really like one of my favorite white rappers, Bubba Sparks, man. I think when Tim stopped producing the music, he kind of like slip back, but that Miss New Booty, that ugly.
I was just about to say that shit.
He had the ability to crush the game, dude. With Timbaland behind him, man, look, he could rap his ass off. He got a new song now. I don't know if you heard it. He got a song with Big Crit. That's dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm. I ain't heard it yet.
That shit dope as shit. Hey, both of them, man, they dope as fuck on that track. So I hope he come back. But I think he should have been bigger, man. I think he definitely should have been bigger. I think he definitely had the opportunity. He's with the right producer to do more. He just didn't do it.
Man,
he did drop some classics. I'm gonna say that he dropped some classics.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Deliverance to me is a classic album, but it's not viewed as a classic album.
Yeah.
Deliverance to me was dope. I think it was classic.
Because like a classic album can be both subjective and objective at the same time. Mm-hmm. You know, it can be either culturally or it can be culturally recognized as a classic, or it can have a cult following.
Yeah,
and they deem it a classic. You know, yeah. But when he dropped Miss New Booty, I felt like this was the beginning of the end.
Oh, why you say that?
Because man, Miss New Booty, man, that shit, that's not even for the type of rapper he is and the type of fucking tracks he put out before then. That didn't even feel like, you know, Bubble Sparks. It felt like, because that's at the same time when other songs like that had dropped before he dropped that Miss New Booty. It was a couple other songs I can't fucking remember. That was something like,
I got you. Remember that Run Girl, that David Banner.
Yeah.
Run Girl.
It was that, and then it was another song. So then it became a trend. That became a trend, and he dropped that Miss New Booty while it was trendy, and it was like, and I was like, oh shit, Bubba, why you do this? Because that was that because before David Banner dropped that, it was that Yin Yang Twins, that Whisper.
Yeah, the Whisper song.
Yeah, it was the Yin Yang Twins Whisper song, and then it was that David Banner what's the name of that Work It Girl, whatever it is. Run. And then it was I think after that he dropped that Miss New Booty, and I was like, I guess it was fun while it lasted. So, and cause I fucked with him, man. He was a dope little rapper. Like he had like that southern country hillbilly-ish fucking flow and shit. It was dope as fuck.
I wouldn't put him in the Eminem category, but I put him in the dope rapper category. I'll do that. But he had a chance to be big. And I would say, go back. Yo, it's on you now. I got a couple people. It's on you. But yeah, that Miss New Booty, when he dropped that, I was kind of like, because that's after he sat down for a second. I like, okay, maybe he gonna come back and drop some more hits, but he kind of like disappeared for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And that Miss New Booty wasn't it.
I thought that was his comeback. I ain't gonna lie, because he was playing everywhere.
Yeah, because it was trendy.
Everybody's playing everywhere, homie.
Because it was trendy, that's why.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know, Yana, you spit another one. I can't think of nobody right now.
Who?
You go ahead. I can't think of nobody else right now.
All right, I'm gonna say, going back to Stay White, I'm gonna say Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf had the people behind him to be dope as fuck. He just stopped doing what he was doing. I don't know what happened. When they did it, that was a Shady 2.0 freestyle on BT.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, this gonna be his breakout. And
I think he got into it with like Royce or some shit, if I remember correctly.
I don't know the backstory of it. You don't want to get into it with Royce. Not lyrically. Lyrically, you don't want to get into it with Royce. You don't. That's the last person lyrically you want to get into it with.
Mm-hmm.
Royce is in a career. Royce is the type of person, like lyrically, if you think you're going to score on him, you're not. He Matumbo in that bitch.
Not Matumbo.
The only person that could match Royce lyric for lyric to me is him. Because he destroyed the whole motherfucking D12.
Yeah, and shit. At times, I think he'll give M a run for his money.
No, he
It can be
definitely
like
will.
a back and forth between tit for tat with them two.
Oh, he definitely will. He definitely will. If he ever took it there, if he ever take it there again, he definitely will. He definitely will. And we talk about this. So let me know if you agree with this. I'm going, and not because of what 50 said, but I'm gonna say Lloyd Banks, because Lloyd Banks, out of the whole G Unit, had the potential to be as big as 50.
Yeah.
He had that potential to be as big as 50. And when it came down time to it, and he came back with 2 great albums, back to back, and he got another one coming out, and this shit is dope. Like the 2 albums was dope, but he just took so much time off. I don't know, maybe it's personal reasons, but like I think like if he'd have been on any other label besides G Unit, so I'm gonna keep it good. So Banks had the flow that could have went with Death Row.
Sure.
In the 90s, Death Row, with that flow, he'd have been a fucking star.
Yeah, because when he came back with that Beamer, Benz, and Bentley, that shit was dope.
Mm-hmm. Get on fire. It's on fire. Up in here, it's burning. And he did it effortlessly, man. Like the way he rhymed, it's like how Big Sean rhymed, but with better, like more impactful lyrics. So that dude, but you can't say he can't rhyme. I just think he should have been bigger. But that dude could rhyme his ass off, man. You can't name a track that Lloyd Banks was on that he didn't kill. And I don't give a fuck who he was featured with. I have been bars with 50 been on tracks for people, and 50 ain't kill it. But Lloyd is gonna kill everything he on.
So, staying on that same track, would you consider the Game to be a bust?
Nah, he got too many classics.
But it's not even the fact of him having classics; it's the fact of him being where he. I don't feel like he
was dude. He was on top for a minute. I'm gonna say Game to me is like right now he's like Patrick Ewing in his later years when he got traded to the Sonics and all them, or like Hakeem when he got traded to like the fucking Raptors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's on bad. He got bad knees, man. We know who he is. We know who he used to be. Every once in a while he get up, but like Game to me is he's using too much of 50's old strategy where he's trying to create beef and name dropping. You don't have to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell fuck the game of all that name dropping. Like, come on, man. You could rap. Like, you held the West Coast down. You brought the West Coast back. West Coast was in a downtrend till the game came. He brought the West Coast back. He put it on his back and he brought him back. Like, bro, you don't have to do all that name dropping and shit you're doing now. Just rap. You an OG now. Jump on one of the little homies' tracks, put them on and rap, man. You ain't got to do all that shit, man. The shit he doing now, to me, is straight Buster shit. Like, it's like, come on, bro. You better than that. Now you want to be friends and have a G Unit reunion. They like, fuck 50, fuck G Unit. Like, come on, bro. What you doing?
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of G Unit, let's talk about another motherfucker. Let's talk about Young Buck. Young Buck to me could have been bigger than what he was. He was big though. He had a run.
I don't like what you mean bigger than what you mean by bigger. Him particular. What do you mean like bigger than what he is? Like how big do you think?
I mean, like, so to me, Young Buck had some dope tracks, but I think his career could have been longer. I felt as though he could be mentioned and like one of the top like Southern rapper, like the Southern rapper tier. He definitely could have been in there if he'd have kept going. I think he could have been like a T.I.
See, that's the thing that I when I look at Young Buck, I like Young Buck personally, and I like his music, but I think the levels that he could have reached because of the style of rapper he was, it was only so high he can go. Like he would have been like a neighborhood legend. Not saying like just in the neighborhood, but like in the South where he would have been like South legend.
It was way higher than that.
No, say what?
Did you say a neighborhood nip?
No, I said neighborhood legend.
Okay.
Like a neighborhood legend, like you a legend in this neighborhood right here. Like I feel like he would have been like a South legend. I don't think he would have got like on a 50 level where like he's known worldwide or whatever. I think he just would have been like a local legend. Because his style and the way he rapped, it wouldn't have translated as well as I would have liked it to be. If you talking, your mic is muted. I don't know if you're talking or not.
I would say that stomp. To me, that stomp was dope as fuck.
You say what?
That stomp was dope as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
I think he could have been.
Now, if he would have came out in this era, then it would have been totally different.
Okay.
He would have blew like real big. But we talking about back in that time, in the era he dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think if it wasn't for being on a platform like a G Unit platform, most of the people probably wouldn't even know who he is or heard of him because of the way things worked back in that time because of his sound and his dialect and all that type of stuff. But now because like you have such a connection with people on from coast to coast and all that type of stuff like that. Yeah, he definitely would have blew like crazy now. But I think because of the times, the way the times was then, without the G Unit platform.
You sounded gurgled on my side.
Say what?
You sounded real gurgled on my side.
I don't know what to.
I will say.
What about now?
Still a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say. Now, yeah, but I think he could have did it back then. I think he could have did it back then. No,
I'm not saying he couldn't did it, but I just don't see it.
It's certain people I want to mention. I want to mention Mike Jones because they was already big in Texas. I want to mention Lil Flip because they was already big in Texas. They were legends down there. So you can't really mention them. Paul Wall's a legend down there. He coming back with some new shit. And everybody's still playing Sitting Sideways and Grills. Let me see. Who I would say. Also, I would say maybe, I won't say that. Maybe Crucial Conflict. I think maybe Crucial Conflict, if they had a major label behind them. Like everybody knows Hey. Don't get me wrong. Everybody in the country knows Hey. But they had a lot more longevity if they'd have been in like a bigger market. Mm-hmm. Not a bigger, we a big market, but I'm saying if they'd have been like a bigger company.
They had a bigger push. They had the machine behind them or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that part. They not one-hit wonders though. Let's not get it twisted. They dropped some shit. And in Chicago, they went up. That's why I said I can't really put them in that category because they went up in Chicago. I made a lot of money in Chicago. A lot of Houston motherfuckers know who Crucial Conflict, Do or Die. They know who they is because they rap a lot of shit. So a lot of people down in Texas know about them.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really say they was a buck, but I would say they could have been a little bigger.
Mm-hmm. Again, they like, except for Do or Die, because they had like they had a little bit more of a, I guess,
They had to rap a
a
lot behind.
sound that they could have, they could have, went further. Kusha Conflict, I think, would have only went so far, but they should have been bigger than what they are now.
Stand with the city. What you think about Bump J?
Bump J?
Yeah. Chief. Shout out to the foes.
I think
if Bump
he
J
could have
hadn't
went
went
bigger.
to jail,
I feel like if Chicago drill is like going crazy like how it is or how it was, Bump J definitely should have. Not saying that he's Chicago drill, but he's along that line, but he just don't rap like that.
he predated. Yeah.
He should be bigger than what he is because of the way Chicago drill took off.
If he hadn't went to jail, he'd have been on point because he already had Kanye producing shit for him. He definitely would have been. And even on that Vulture, he jumped on that Vulture with Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he definitely would have been bigger. But he went to jail. He had that sit down. His son don't too. But yeah, Bump J had that sit down for a few years where he cooled off. And the only people that remember Bump J was Chicago motherfuckers. Bump J, yeah, Bump J should be mentioned in like I'm gonna say above Cassidy, because Cassidy not really mentioned in the raps like that, but Cassidy did drop some shit. But I say Bump J is in that category where he can battle you, he can rap to the females, and he can talk some G shit. I would say actually, I put him like in a Locks type category.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I put him with.
Definitely.
Like
Yeah,
Jada and Styles and all that. I ain't gonna say he's not Jada and Styles, but I'm saying in that category, in that realm, where he can cover those topics. And you believe him because he really did that shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he definitely would have been one of those type of niggas that probably could have walked through any hood he was in.
Yeah, Bump J definitely, man. Bump J, like I said, that jail shit, that's the other thing that's gonna happen to a lot of rappers, man. They can't get out the way, man. They can't get out the streets. Like, G, you on. Like you about to blow up. G, get out that street shit. Like I understand, you are who you are. You rep what you rep.
I am what I am.
Homies really fucking with you, G. They gonna say, hey, G, you got a chance to be big. Step away from this shit. Go do what you got to do.
Facts.
Oh, my bad. We got a little storm brewing here. That's why you hear all the wind. But yeah, he had a chance to be huge, dude, because lyrically, he was lyrically, there wasn't too many people fucking with homie.
He was
on some lyrical shit. And just on presence and fucking like mic presence and topics, you can't get more realer. Yeah, everybody talking about these motherfuckers ain't real no more. Bump J was real, and that's why he went to jail. Because he was too real.
When real becomes too real.
That's the reason why Dirk in jail. Motherfuckers is too real.
Yeah.
But I think he definitely, look at the lyricism, man. Look.
Yeah.
Ain't too many people fucking with Bump. And I'm not even being biased. Like, he from the other side, but I'm just saying ain't too many people fucking with Bump when it comes to, like, lyrics and all that shit. We being honest. There's a lot of Chicago dudes I think should have made it. A lot of LA dudes I think should have made it. There's a lot of people I think should have made it. I think Joey Badass right now is trying to catch that wave right now. Because he took that time off for acting. I think he's trying to catch that wave. You know who I think though? So a lot of people don't know the dude that played Big in that movie Gravy. He was an actual rapper and he was dope. But because he played Big, people only gonna see him as Big. That shit railroaded his music career because he was dope as fuck. And he should have been a bigger star in rap than what he was, but because he did the big shit, it's like acting when you typecast yourself. That's what he did. So now if you drop some shit, they only gonna see you as being. So everybody who didn't know him, that's dude that played Big. He's trying to rap now. No, he been rapping. That's why Puffy tapped him on the shoulder. Puff know who he was. He wrote a couple things for Puff. Tapped him on the shoulder. I want you to be big, Playboy.
Yeah, that was kind of like a hindrance, man. That's one of those situations where you want to become known as a rapper first. Like when like Dave East when he played Method Man, he was known as a rapper already.
Yeah.
And then he played Method Man, so it doesn't bog him down because most of the people that will watch the Wu-Tang series already know Dave East as a rapper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. Like Gravy was making some noise on the East Coast, but like a lot of people ain't really hear of him. So now if he try to come out, I don't know if he did after the movie, if he drops a song, oh, that's dude that played big. And they're gonna take him serious.
But also at the same time, if he would put if he had the ability to push through it and just drop like some dope ass shit, some undeniable shit, he can beat that.
You know, it takes a lot to beat that. It ain't like you played a small rapper. You played what some people consider the greatest rapper of all time. And they said you was great in that role. They go back to like how LL and Pac did it. We knew them as rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Latifah, we knew her as a rapper. And then they got into acting. Method Man, we knew him as a rapper. Then they got into acting. So you motherfucker act like, oh yeah, Method Man, dope, man. He got some dope ass tracks. But if you making a little bit of noise, they put you in that role, you're not gonna be seen as nothing but an actor that's trying to rap.
Yeah, but at the same time, they didn't play nobody iconic as a Biggie.
True.
So, even though that's still a situation within itself, you know, being an actor, a rapper versus an actor, and all that type of shit. But just the fact that he played an iconic rapper, you know, it's like adding another level of weight to it.
Yeah, I get that. I just think he could have, man. Like I said, that if you like, a lot of people ain't know Joey Badass was a rapper. So now he getting back on there trying to, build that buzz up. But a lot of people are like, man, ain't you unique? Then you play Inspector Deck?
Yeah, that's crazy because shit, he was ill ass rapper before, all the acting and the fashion and shit. Hell, I was fucking with him before he played his first role that I seen in Mr. Robot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh shit, Joey Badass.
I fuck with the Flatbush Zombies, man, but I just think what he trying to do now, he trying to catch a wave. And bro, let's be honest, Kendrick ain't gonna respond to you. That's why everybody else on the West Coast responding to you. Kendrick is not gonna respond to you.
The little homies coming after you. Not saying that they little homies, but the little homies coming after you.
Ray Vaughn is out there coming at you. So like you got but Kendrick is not gonna. You're not at that level where Kendrick will respond.
Wow. Why? As soon as you say Kendrick, why as soon as you say Kendrick's name, I get a notification on my phone saying that a place called Euphoria Cigar started following me.
But like, don't get me wrong, he dope. But to me, Ray Vaughn, I think is a little doper. But he dope. But it's like, bro, you trying to build a buzz off some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. You should have came at him after Control. If he came at him after Control, that'd have been different.
I think he did. It just didn't get a big buzz.
I know Lupe said something.
Joey did too. Because I remember when I was watching, I forgot who I was watching. It was either Knox Hill or somebody else. One of them other reactors to rap reactors. They pointed out the fact that he did drop something for Control. I forgot the name of it. It was another Jay-Z flip that he dropped. I think it was. It didn't get a lot of attention.
I know it's the homie Mick Jenkins. If y'all don't know him, look him up. Man, he killed that dude. He killed Joey. And he finna go. He ain't nothing to do with that West Coast shit. But
as much as I listen to that Big Crit song, I think it was called Country Shit. I forgot the name of it. I didn't even know that was a response to Control.
I think like I said, man, the whole thing with him and Big Sean, that was too buddy to me. Y'all should have got a little bit more personal. That was like, oh yeah, we just buddy. It was a cipher and all that shit. I like, yeah, that shit to me was.
Who you talking about? Big Sean and who?
That freestyle he had, it was him. It was Joey Badass, Big Sean, and Absol.
Damn, bro, what you want to straight rap?
Joey dropped some bars in it, but I was like, because now they say, I don't know, they said it's a troll. They say he's trying to do TDE East. I'm like, bruh, to me, and don't get me wrong, hey, if you're on the East Coast, I'm gonna apologize to this, but that's a corny ass East Coast move to me. You already like ain't nobody paying no attention to you. Motherfuckers is mopping you. Now you're like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and do TDE East. Like, why would you do TDE East? Do your own shit. Do your own shit and come out the home. What? You know? Whatever get people to listen, I guess.
Hey, shit. Nowadays, you know, it's more about the gimmicks and the narrative versus the actual talent and the artistry.
Now, I'm gonna say this: a lot of people think I'm a Drake hater. No, I started off as a Drake fan.
I did
he
too.
Got them two his first two commercial albums. They sounded the same. Like you played that for you, like if you listen to this shit and I play it to you, won't know where one ends and one begins. And you played it, and I was like, and then he, like to me, Drake became the Kevin Hart of rap. We already know what he's gonna talk about: money, a bitch that left him alone, and he's gonna talk about parties.
And it's not even so much. Well, at least for me personally, I don't care if you talk about the same things over and over again. It's how innovative can you be? How can you figure out how to talk about the same thing in a variety of ways? If you can't even do that fucking much.
For instance, Jay-Z talked about the same shit, but Jay-Z tracks never sang. You couldn't play one Jay-Z CD that leaked into the other one, and it sounded the same.
Exactly.
The sound was totally different. The way he presented it was totally different. To me, Drake did that, and then when he tried to get out of that, he started rapping like other people.
Yeah, cause like now, like I don't listen to Drake like that, but he occasionally will pop up in my Spotify as music is playing, and it's like when you listen to his old shit, it's like, damn, Drake didn't even sound like Drake back then. He sounded like Lil Wayne. Cause songs will come on, and I be thinking it's Lil Wayne, and then it's like, oh shit, this is Drake. I think the only time, hey, I don't give a fuck. You can call me whatever the fuck you want to know. I'm gonna tell you how it is. The only time I felt like Drake sounded like something Drake would do was what was it? Nothing Was Never the Same, or whatever it was. I feel like that was the only time Drake was closer to a Drake sound with little influence. Nothing Was the Same. That's what it's called.
I can see that. Yeah, Nothing Was the Same. I can see that. And I'm not a Drake hater. I just want him to produce better music, man. You rapping like Chicago. You ain't been in Chicago like that. You rapping like Atlanta. You rapping like Houston. And you still know all these flows, but you're not really, let's be honest, he ain't putting nobody on. He stole a lot of shit. He ain't putting nobody on.
They keep saying like, oh, he put this person. No.
Like Sauce Walker should be bigger than what he was. He should have had a song with all that Houston shit. He should have had a song with Sauce Walker. Sauce Walker should be bigger than what he is.
They keep pointing to all these fucking artists that he so-called put on. Like these artists that most of them be pointing out, they was already on the uptrend. They was gonna get there regardless. He just kind of, I guess, gave them. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. Like he didn't put them on, but he did give them a boost. But without his help, they still would have been to where like Kendrick Lamar was gonna pop regardless. Especially if you got somebody like Dr. Dre behind you, you're gonna pop regardless. You got TDE, the way that they fucking the way they grow their talent, he would have popped regardless. ASAP Rocky and that whole ASAP mod, they would have got on regardless. Like the people that you should be focusing on, that you should be like, oh, he put on, is people like that. What's the dude name? They did the club go up on Tuesday.
I love McCone making whatever the fuck you say his name.
Yeah, those would have been the type of artists that he would have had credit on putting on, but he didn't do it. The only person that I could say that he probably had more of a hand in is The Weeknd, but The Weeknd would have blew regardless as well. He just, because The Weeknd, as far as us here in the States, we probably wouldn't have heard of The Weeknd, but all of Canada would have been on him because that's his market. He kind of like pushed The Weeknd to us, and that's how we heard of him. But eventually, I think The Weeknd would have broke through on his own anyway.
They try to say the Migos would have popped without him.
Oh hell, not a pop.
Migos would have popped without him.
I mean, like it's Atlanta, B. Atlanta gonna find a way to.
YG was already on, and then he stole that verse for rapping Forte.
The only thing he did for Future was introduce him to like a more broader pop audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but speaking of that, wasn't it? I Love Making, or whatever the fuck his name is. Homeboy should have been bigger.
Yeah,
he produced that one track, and he went with OVO, and
because he put that pen in the pipe.
Anybody with OVO has been crushed. It was one person said, never sign with a rapper. If you sign with a current rapper, they always gonna put themselves above you.
Exactly.
Outside of Outkast, because they did put Killer Mike on. But outside of Outkast, and like I'm gonna say Rockefeller, that's how it was.
Yeah. I mean, because at the same time, though, Rockefeller wasn't, I mean, even though it was co-owned by Jay-Z or whatever, Jay-Z wasn't like, I guess the executive, but he wasn't.
Yeah, he kind of held Beans back. Because he did drop around the same time Beans dropping. Beans, if he didn't let Beans cook, don't get me wrong, Beans classic. If you let Beans cook, Beans was dropping a lot, he sold a lot more albums.
Yeah, but yeah, he held him back, but he didn't have enough power to hold him down. That's that's basically what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Like he got some say.
That's because you had Dame and Biggs. That's why you had Dame and Biggs there saying, "Hey, yo, no, we gotta let him go. We gotta let him drop." So that's what saved a lot of people at the Rock.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when he goes to that, like, there's a lot of like, you can't name one person for OVO that Drake put on.
I mean, like he trying to, like I hear a lot about Party Next Door, but I don't see him pushing Party as people say he do.
Give it a Google. I never heard a track from them. I heard a featured on shit, but I never heard a track from them.
No, that's just one guy.
Well, him, I don't even know who the fuck it is. I never heard a track from him.
Yeah, and it's like, I heard like one or two tracks, but they was okay. Of course, Whackademics is out there pushing him as the king in R&B. Like how? How? How?
I mean, Party at his nose, Party at a party, playing with his nose. Like it's like a lot of these dudes should have blew up, man. And for one reason or another, they didn't blow up. And sometimes it is the record label, sometimes it's them.
Or a combination of both.
En Vogue, right? Let's go back. Now I say they blew up. I'm not saying they're a bust. I'm saying with En Vogue. MC Hammer lawyer told them, don't sign that deal. That's a fucked up deal. They didn't listen to him and sign. They got fucked out of their money. So that one female, I forgot her name, she was homeless for a second. And she got a job now. And everybody's trying to look at her like she the bad person. But she's like, no. MC Hammer told us not to sign with their ass. And they signed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ain't had no choice. I was part of the group. I wanted a little money. I had to sign. So like a lot of times you go with a record company that don't promote you right. Because to me, also, if we going with bust, I'm gonna say Cannabis should have been bigger than what he was.
Yeah, LL Cool J kind of killed that.
That LL shit fucked him up. And then the record company, now he boosted LL career out there. He actually boosted LL after that. And he went down, and the record company didn't want to fuck with him no more.
Like sometimes, man, those risks don't really pay off sometimes, you know?
And that part was, he wasn't even, like you said, I wasn't even dissing LL. I was paying homage.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes like, you know what I'm saying? Rappers and record labels, there's a lot of rappers I think was blackballed. I think Joe Budden should have been bigger than what he was. He had that one hit, but Joe Budden should have been a lot bigger. Joe Budden was dope. Still is dope. I think he still can rap.
But like seeing like how he moved now kind of makes you think back of like how certain things worked out. Like I feel I probably, you know, I feel like he probably put his effort in like in the beginning, but when he got fucked over one time, it was up for him.
Mm-hmm. Just like they fucked up with Slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
He fucked up with Slaughterhouse with that shit that he did.
Yeah. So it almost seemed like, you know, he might have some PTSD or whatever from the first time he got fucked over with that Def Jam.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, you know, he was like, you know, ain't nobody finna fuck me over no more.
Yeah, I get that. He definitely should have been bigger though.
Yeah, he definitely was, because you know, he got the lyrics, man. He got, even his voice is even dope as fuck though.
You can't tell me one song at that time when Pump It Up came out that motherfucker, everybody listened to Pump It Up. It took Pump It Up way too long to go. Like, damn, Pump It Up, just want to go. Who was all listening to Pump It Up?
Shit, especially, you know, that was the fucking party banger once fucking You Got Served came out.
Yeah. That shit was on 2K.
Mm-hmm.
The remix with him and Ho was on 2K. Like, he definitely should have been bigger.
Yeah.
And then like the little guys don't know that Joe Budden was that dude.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Sometimes, man, shit works out that way, man.
Yeah. All right, man. We got anybody else we gonna talk about?
Shit, ain't nobody come to mind for me. I mean, like, if we missed anybody, I'm pretty sure they're gonna put it down in the comments.
Yeah. All right. Well, always like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your people we outside. As always, I'm your local hero, reminding you to blow your smoke like a goddamn gentleman and gentlewoman. And we out.
Peace.
What's up, everybody? It's your local hero. Thank you for watching the video. I want you to like, share, subscribe. Catch us on YouTube, right here on YouTube. Make sure you catch us on YouTube. I want you to catch us on Facebook, Cigar Loungin Podcast, Rumble, Cigar Loungin Podcast, Spotify, Cigar Loungin Podcast, Anchor FM, Cigar Loungin Podcast, TikTok, Cigar Loungin Podcast. I want you to catch us on IG. You can catch us under the Gentleman or Cigar Loungin Podcast. Either one of those works. So go ahead. Thank you guys for liking the video. I hope you liked the video. And follow us on all our social media sites. We everywhere you get your shit from.